Hi folks, and welcome to today's video, Herniated Disc Recovery Stories, working with a back pain coach. Now in today's video, I'm going to be showing some amazing stories of incredible herniated disc recovery journeys with clients that I've actually worked with. You're going to be hearing from them firsthand, and we're going to be diving into how their lives have changed along the way. Now, if this is your first time here, I do make a lot of great content for those folks that are suffering with low back pain issues, such as sciatica nerve pain, herniated discs, bulging discs, lumbar stenosis, lumbar arthritis. If that is you, hit that subscribe button. You're going to get notified when I make some great new content, put it on YouTube to get you back on the road to recovery. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So folks, today I'm going to be taking a bit of a deep dive into some of the clients that I've worked with and what results they have got working with me on my one-to-one program, and also some of the results people have got either from my YouTube advice or even my free advice call, which I also offer as well. Now, my own background, if you don't know, I actually herniated my own disc, a lumbar disc L5S1 back in 2005. I also had a bulging disc L4L5, stenosis, severe sciatic nerve pain, couldn't walk. It was agonizing, a really bad injury that I had. I was actually working in sport and fitness at the time. I was able to rehabilitate myself with some other knowledge that I gained at that time and brought myself back reasonably quickly compared to other folks. My doctor was so impressed, he started to send me people to work with me, actually, because he was impressed at my own recovery. And since then, I've been helping many people all over the world recover from their low back issues, herniations, lumbar stenosis, lumbar arthritis, etc. And I started making YouTube content a couple of years ago to sort of bestow some of that knowledge onto more people around the world. And I'm going to talk today about some of the results people have got from that knowledge I'm now bestowing on people. Now, I'm going to jump straight into one of my clients who I call Bob. His name is actually Ryan. I'm just going to jump right in and let you have a look at see his problems were before we started working with me.
Suffering for, going on 5 years. I actually looked back in my iPhone. Okay, what was I doing 5 years ago? I was actually out backpacking, but I remember on the backpacking trip, I actually started to have some shocking neurogenic, pains in my back. And then shortly after, started climbing, doing a lot of falls at the climbing gym, and then sitting at school. Then I had to drop out of nursing school. I was in so much pain. I could not do a standing desk. I couldn't sit. And I was like, man, I can't go to school. And then just, struggling for years and trying all sorts of stuff. So, I couldn't get up out of my recliner without a cane. I couldn't really walk up the stairs. I made things work, of course, because you have to go upstairs to do this or go here to do that. But, you'd look at me and I look like a strong person, but you'd see like a crippled person, getting out of the vehicle, shopping at the grocery store, walking around with their cane. And this is the worst of the worst, of course, but you would see a broken person physically and mentally. That just broken. And now,
Now, we're going to find out how Ryan is doing now in just a moment. But he first reached out to me via YouTube. He started asking me some, questions on some of my videos. Then we set up a free advice call. So he booked in and we spoke directly. And I gave him some stuff to do, which I do from the free advice call for a couple of weeks. I said, look, you're probably going to start to feel results around about 10 to 12 days if things are working. Then if you want, we can go forward and work together, or I can advise you a little bit further to go and do X, Y, and Z, okay? So he immediately started to see results pretty quick, so a 7 to 10 days region. And he said, yep, I want to sign up. This is great. I love this. It's the first time I've had relief in years. I want to go forward. So he signed up. And then sent him his program on June the 10th. And there's an email picture is going to pop up there, to a screenshot from the email that I sent him. And you'll see that I want to get him back on the trails, because he was a big mountain biker, as soon as possible. Well, he went out and bought himself a new mountain bike 1 month later. Just take a listen to this.
When I read these things, man, it was seriously, when I read your story, I was just like, wow, he's bought a new mountain bike. It's amazing.
I'm ready.
That's ready.
And just recently, September 19th, he sent me a video of him up in Crested Butte, Colorado, just detailing where he has come from and where he's at now. Just take a look and a listen to this.
I just rode my mountain bike for an hour and a half yesterday. I climbed up probably 1,000, 1,500 feet vertical here in the mountains of Colorado. I'm riding my bike, bombing down hills, jumping off shit almost, kind of, sort of. I mean, yeah, I mean, you would see a broken person, and then you just wouldn't recognize the person that I am now. You'd see him, and you're like, wow, that guy moves differently, just the way I move. But I couldn't put on shoes or more. Like I can put on my shoes and my boots and my socks, and I can tie my own shoes. I can put on my own socks. I don't have to use an assistive device to get dressed. So yeah, it'd be a different person that you would see.
And that's amazing stuff from Ryan. Now that's basically 3 months after he got the full-on official one-to-one program. So he's had amazing results. He's really over the moon. I'm so happy for him. I'm so proud of him. It's really great for me to see somebody come through from that dark, dark place, you know, of hopelessness to being, you know, not 100% recovered yet. Still some work to be done, but he is doing amazing things. So I'm super, super happy for him. And I'll be speaking to him again quite soon as well. Now, I'm going to be talking about another chap called Matt, just in just a moment, another one-to-one client. But I just want to go over some of the stuff that I'm also doing. And one of the things I mentioned was the free advice call. Now, Ryan began working with me by doing the free advice call first. And this advice call is more for folks who you've been through rehabilitation, you're still struggling, or even if you're currently in rehabilitation from your herniated disc and you're just not getting the results that you should be. You're just feeling something's not right, the physio's not doing, you know, you're not getting good results from the physio. It doesn't, maybe sometimes the physios, they give you a very generic program, you want something more specific. It's a free advice call. You can book in, there's a link down below. There's a set of instructions to follow on the link when you go through there, so get some idea of your background and history, etc. And then I recommend some stretches and advice to go away with and see how you get on. If you get good results from it, great. Conservative care is working. We can also talk then about working together in a more full-time basis. Now, I actually offer the free advice call still for free, okay, for a number of reasons. I want to make sure that people are actually committed to change and are willing to do the work. Now, some people, of course, they poo-poo free stuff. They don't see any value in it, so why would I bother, okay? Well, it lets me see how serious you are about your recovery. It lets me see your motivation, and it lets the person, that's you, right, see that conservative care can actually help. I then know myself that if we do eventually work together, you're going to be 100% invested in it. And you know, this is true across many, many different fields. The most influential part of a successful outcome, it's not my program, it's not what I'm telling you to do. It is your commitment to change, yeah? And my program, following my program, it's just the added bonus to get you back to your pain-free life, basically. And, you know, even after the call itself, a lot of people go away quite happily. You know, I won't hear from them again, maybe a thanks, that's about it. And many people see, you know, significant improvements just after the call, and I give them some basic things to do. They get an email, maybe some videos, etc. And I get emails and comments all the time coming via YouTube, coming into my email inbox, thanking me for the advice they've received either on YouTube here or on those free advice calls. And there's a small sample which is just going to pop up on the screen here. We're just going to go through them bit by bit. And you'll see there's a chap there, Sushil. We had a call and I give him some work to do. He's feeling so much better, less pain, moving better. He's actually going back to play paddle over this next month or so. So he's feeling great. He wants to work with me down the line after Christmas, most likely. Jesse, I had a chat with him for an hour. We gave some email feedback as well. He's doing so much better. You can see there, you know, he was getting results from doing some of the work that I'd recommended on YouTube, etc., that he'd seen my videos. We've got Mike from the UK there, you know, mainly all through YouTube and some emails as well. My advice has been basically, you know, fundamental to his recovery this past year, 18 months or so. Another Michael, actually, and he reckoned that my advice and call was actually better than years of physio he's had before, which was very flattering to hear. And just to finish up, there's a multiple comment thread there of people just, again, you know, very thankful and you know, for the advice that I've given them, how I've been able to help them get their back on the feet. And that's really, really nice for me to hear, of course, as well. And I did mention before, what about Matt? He's another one-to-one client I've worked with. So let's hear about Matt and where he came from.
I had a herniated disc at L5S1. Now, if any of you know what that is and have gone through it before, you know what intense pain that is, the biggest pain I've ever felt in my life, hands down. I spent a week in hospital, bombarded with painkillers and corticosteroids for it. And you know, when you speak to others that have had it and what you hear from others, you know, it's just going to get worse as you get older. You'll end up with surgery to remove parts of the disc, potentially a fused spine. It's all inevitable. It's just going to get worse. So obviously that was my frame of mind at the time. So
Now, he actually had the same injury I had, L5-S1 disc herniation. And it took about 46 months of working with him to get him to be 100% pain-free. He wanted to keep going, keep working, because he wanted to get stronger. He was a desk job guy, IT guy, so he wanted to get stronger as well for one of his main hobbies, which is scuba diving, so lifting the scuba gear, etc. So we continued to work together, getting him stronger, fitter, you know, always working on his back, etc., looking out for his disc. And look what happened actually when he went back to get a follow-up MRI.
It's been working great, and really the icing on the cake was flashing forward to this year. I went for a checkup MRI on my back. Now, bear in mind, I originally said my aim was to slow down the progression of my herniated disc and to put off surgery as long as possible. That was my greatest hopes. So when I went for this MRI, the MRI showed that the herniation had actually reversed. The specialist said that he could barely tell that it ever happened. You could just see just a little lump. I wish I had the images to show actually, but it was just a little lump, whereas before on my original MRI, the disc was herniated right out and pressing right against the nerve. So working with Colin has actually helped me reverse the herniation of my disc, which is far beyond my expectations of what I originally went for. So
now, to be perfectly honest, you know, time heals a lot of things, and I'm not saying it was me directly that helped heal his herniated disc. And typically the disc itself, they use the word reabsorption in the medical literature, but technically it tends to dehydrate and the body will dissolve the tissue itself. But still, amazing results that he got from the system that I put in place for him to follow. And yeah, I'm super happy for him now. You know, he has no back pain anymore. He does his activities, etc. So he is well on his way. He's enjoying life again. He's not basically waiting to get a disc operation or, God forbid, a fusion. Yeah. And these are just some of the results that people get from working with me one-to-one, free advice call, and even from my YouTube sort of advice as well that I give out to people. So guys, listen, if you are out there, you're struggling with your back pain issues, you know, disc herniations, physio's not doing you how it should be, you're not getting the results you expect, you've been through physio, you're still in a lot of pain, drop me an email. You can comment down below, ask me a question in the comments. If you want to work with me one-to-one, you can also drop me an email. We can set up a call together. It's not a problem, okay? I'm here to help as many people as I can. And if you're out there suffering, okay, it's a 45-minute, 1-hour call. It's not a lot of your time to commit to, you know, having a chat with me to see if there's something I can do to help you, yeah? I always say, look, I can't help 100% of the people 100% of the time. But if you've exhausted all avenues, then I'm worth giving a try, all right? And I just want to finish up with Dave here. Dave wrote me a really nice testimonial. We didn't really work together directly. I did a lot of kind of advice from via email, and I sent him some videos, etc. He's a chef from Colorado, and he was really worried that he wouldn't be able to go on this trip to Spain. But we put him in a good place, set him up, and he wrote this really nice testimonial, which is going to flash up on the screen there for you, and you can just have a quick read through it. Yeah, he followed what I told him to do, and he was able to go on his overseas trip to Spain. He's a foodie, of course, being a chef. He had a great time when he was there. He's continuing to get stronger. He's able to, he's on his feet a lot of the time, of course, being a chef. He is back working as normal. So I've got really high hopes for Dave going into the future. So guys, listen, I hope you have enjoyed this video today. I hope it's going to bring you some encouragement if you are out there struggling with your own disc problems. Any questions, comments, want to reach out to me, hit me up in the comment section down below, drop me an email, book a call. It's all down there in the description section. Don't forget, of course, to like, share, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now for more great content. All right, I'll speak to you guys later.